Welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated, the weekly source for anything gaming with wild math and curves.
And Steiner.
Against 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated, episode 214. I am Wild Matt, as always. It's Thursday, January 12th.
It's not Thursday.
Yeah, it is. It's totally Thursday.
It can't be Thursday.
Then
we'd be doing a show on Thursday.
Well, yeah, that's what's happening right now.
What?
As I fade into you right now.
No.
Yes. That's why we're here.
Maybe I should put pants on then.
No, it's okay. Just keep your cam right where it is and don't get up, and we're okay. You can keep your
Prince
pants
Albert's
off.
allowed on YouTube.
Like if you had underwear, I guess they wouldn't have a problem with it. If you were on Twitch though, and they saw that, run for the hills because we would probably get banned.
Mm.
If anybody saw it though, that's the thing. There would be maybe like one person there, so
Yeah,
it's like
fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, megascorcher.com. That's where you go to check out all our VODs and all that goodness. If you want to. You don't need to either. It's all good. But hey, if you want to, go do it. YouTube.com/Megascorcher TV is also our channel. You can go like, subscribe, and that's where you'll find our live broadcast as well. Every Thursday, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Time, whatever it is now.
It's standard right now.
It is standard right now. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There you go. Let's just ignore that middle thing.
Until everyone abolishes the whole daylight savings thing. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And hey, wherever you want to find us on a podcast thingy, we're there too. So go look that up. And that's about it. Gays are playing. Have you been playing anything?
Normal. The StarCraft 2, Fallout 4. I guess that'd be about it right now. I was gonna start playing Doom pretty soon, but
so I guess
haven't
I could
actually yet.
Oh, okay. Me neither. I haven't touched it. I want to, but I haven't yet. So, I've still been playing a little bit of Battlefield. The single player actually starts off really badass in that game. Like, it's really cool how it starts, and I wish the whole game was kind of like that. But it's not. It just becomes Battlefield again. I didn't even finish Battlefield 3 because I was just so uninterested with it by the time.
I never touched the campaign in Battlefield 3.
I played
I played
4
in
hours.
Battlefield 4. I played Battlefield 4s throughout, but I did not touch Battlefield 3's campaign at all. Like, not even considered it.
Yeah, it started okay, and the stuff that they showed off during the E3 thing that was fairly on in the game, and that was pretty okay too.
I don't even remember what that was.
The deserty buildings.
Sure. No, that was
a truck.
4 though. Was it
No,
not?
no, that was 3.
Driving a truck.
That was 3.
Okay, I don't even know what 3 is. I played through 4, but
yeah, and then like 3, like a building falls. Everything falls. That's the thing. They all blend in together now. If they're kind of the same thing. But yeah. And to blend in some news of the week, I guess, is I've been diving into some NES games. But here's the reason. I have a reason though. So the NES Classic over the last 2 weeks got hacked.
Ooh.
It's hacked, so you could put about 90 games on it. Yeah. You can put any ROMs you want on it. Some don't work that great. I guess like the Batman game. I don't know which one. There's so many NES Batman games, but if it's the Batman game, then that kind of sucks. But whatever.
Okay, with that being said, actually, I guess I did play some Bust a Move on some SNES.
I was gonna ask what version. I feel like the PS1 is probably the way to go with Bust a Move if you just don't go straight up arcade.
Fair enough, yeah, but I probably do have the PS1 version as well, but
that's where I played that game the most. I don't think I ever owned it on anything else.
I never owned it.
I had it on the PS1.
Okay.
The Mega Man games all came out on iPhones and Androids and stuff. So if you're into that, you can play the first 6 NES games if you want for some reason on iPhone.
Yeah.
I don't know if those games ever came out NES perfect on the phones, because there are phone versions of those games, 1 and 2, or is it 2 and 3? It might be 2 and 3. Anyways,
I just don't like you have to for Mega Man. You have to have a controller. I do not.
I play Mega
Playing
Man
on
2.
a touch
So
screen?
here's the thing: I play Mega Man 2, which was a phone Java port over to the iPhone with touch controls, and it was really shitty to begin with, and it got shittier with the touch controls. But I still finished it. I just wouldn't.
That game
I wouldn't
is
pay
so
for it.
precise.
I just wouldn't pay for it now. That's the only thing. But yeah, no. So I've been diving into something I haven't done since maybe 2010, 2011 ish, which is NES hacking. Dude, there's a lot of NES hacks out right now that are amazing. There's one called Super Mario Bros. 3 Mix. I want to say that's maybe 4 years old now. All of these things are pretty old. I don't know how active the NES hacking scene is now, but so that game is really cool. It basically takes the third game, it puts some of the music of the Game Boy games into it, but it makes it sound Nintendo-like. So it's like new, quote unquote, new music, and it's basically a new game.
If it's just the music, how is it a new game?
Oh well, the map it's all different. So the first world, you're basically playing the first game kind of. It kind of looks like the first game, and then when you go into World 2, it looks like the second game, and then it mixes in a bunch of other games that aren't Super Mario in there too. So it's kind of cool. Later on, though, you have to get past, and there's no world warps or anything. You have to go from World 1 to World 8. You have to finish that bitch.
It was 3, you said? Super Mario 3?
Yes.
So can you do the boat cheat or no? Did they fix that?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure because I never finished it. I started playing it this week. So, what else? There's a bunch of Mega Man stuff that's always been good on the hacking scene. There's one that they basically take Mega Man 3 and they fix all the problems with it. That's the only thing they do. So with Mega Man 3, it came out super early because they wanted to capitalize on Mega Man 2. They're like, holy shit, Mega Man 2 is super amazing. So I think 3 came out 9 months after the second one.
I don't I played 5 and 6 a shit ton. I think I played 4 and then 1. I didn't really play 2 and 3 very much.
Oh, my 2 favorites is 2 and 3 on Nintendo.
I'm pretty sure I did play them, but not as much.
Yeah. 3 is probably my favorite because it's the one that starts off with the slide and rush, and it has no goddamn charge shot. I'd get rid of that charge shot in Mega Man. Put that's an X thing for me, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it basically
Mega Man X I played the shit out of.
It takes the third game. It puts a little cutscene intro at the beginning, which all the games have except for 3, basically. And then you go into the game. There's a few things that they changed. I try to remember. Like Proto Man, his animation changes a few times. They changed the sliding. There's less latency on the controls. Funny enough, it's 15% less latency on the controls. And it just feels way better. Some missing graphics were re-added to the game.
Well, wouldn't that just be process of that? It's a faster transistor or something like that that's actually activating the controls. How would they? No,
because I guess they just optimized code. I'm no genius about NES hacking, so.
No, but it's just a button press is a button press, is it not? How would there?
Yes, but there's NES games, right? That the controls are shit, and the reason they're shit on a Nintendo is because the latency is just so crazy. You play something like Super Mario, there's no latency on those controls. It's fucking super amazing, right? But then I'm trying to think of games that on Nintendo that have horrible controls, and I'm just drawing a blank for some reason right now. But yeah, there's a lot of games where you fucking touch a button on the Nintendo and it's fucking, you can notice it. It's half a second later. Whoop.
Yeah, no, but that's what I don't entirely understand.
A lot of that has.
Sounds about right. Which is a fair number.
It's not a memory thing is the thing, though. It's not like, oh god, I'm locked to this much because the memory can't hold all these games. It's because the OS that's on it can only support so much. So
that's the weird, like, NES games are like 4 or 5 KB.
Yeah.
So like, how large is the drive on that thing?
I didn't look at any of the specifics, but yeah.
If it's a meg, it would still be able to hold like 1,000 games. Well, not 1,000. It would be able to hold. Actually, it'd be pretty close to about 90 or so. If you have a meg.
That's not a lot of memory. I'm assuming it's more than that because you need to fit the OS on there too. So.
Yeah, but the OS could be on a different control chip or something
so.
like that completely. So.
I suppose so. All right, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. That's about it. New releases. There's not much this week. There's some stuff, but not much. Let's see. Got to go to Giant Bomb here because that's how I do it now. And because of the crash, I don't have my music open. So man, just failing right now. Nope, that's the wrong song too. Oh, jeez. There you go. This is going all right. I'm always stuck at this Watch Dogs 2 website. I should just change it to Be Giant Bomb. Because I wouldn't be looking at this thing all the time. Okay. There's not a lot. Mega Man came out last week on all the phones. This week there's like a Hatsune Miku thing on PS4. That's like the green-haired anime girl that sings. I know you know nothing of her, do you? Nothing.
If it's regarding music, I probably have no fucking clue.
Well, it's like an anime music thing. And then when she tours, it's like a person with like a big head on. She's just going to become a hologram later, if I had to guess, though. If that's not already happened. Then there's like As Divine Hearts. I'm assuming that's an RPG on the PS4. It's on the PS3 as well as the Vita. Xenoraid is a Vita game as well. There's a few arcade archives in Neo Geo this week. One is Alpha Mission 2, and the other is Fatal Fury. That's both on the PS4. There's a game called Star Wars Force Arena. That's on the phones. If you're into that, I have no idea what that is. Caladrius Blaze is on the PC. That was a 360 game, so I don't know. Looks like an RPG. No interest in that. And F-Zero X is being re-released on the Wii U. Oh my god, that Wii U is so great. Something called Silvio on the PS4. By the box thing, the box art looks alright. Whatever this is. A first-person horror game starring Juliet Waters. A ghost recorder. Scary. That's it. That's the new releases this week. Exciting stuff.
Wow. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting that I forgot it already.
News of the week. Hey, now it's the time to play this music that I played earlier. All right. So The Sims 4 got kids in it. You're familiar with kids, right? You know all about that.
Sure.
Now you can do it in video games.
I guess question if you know or not, I don't know, but like, I guess in the original Sims is pretty much the only Sims I ever played.
Yeah.
And you could like trap them in a room until they died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you do that to the kid?
I assume you could. Why not?
In Sims 4, do they actually die, or do they just start freaking out when they have no health or no food, or they gotta piss themselves?
I have no idea how it works in Sims 4 because I never touched that. That game is pretty old now, man.
It
must have came out in what, like 2009, 2008?
No, it wouldn't have been that long ago.
Man, my brain works funny. Like 2010, maybe.
I thought it would have been like 11 or 12. 2014. We're both way off.
Jesus. Because when did that new Sims come out then? Was that 2014 too?
What new Sims?
The SimCity. Sorry, SimCity.
Uh,
That was 2014-ish too. Because it was definitely, I don't think it was 2015. But yeah.
2013, I think,
Oh,
because that's what I'm seeing here.
okay.
But there's so many versions of the Sims. There's SimCity, so I'm not 100% sure if that's the newest
Well,
one.
the one that sucked. It's the newest
Yeah, well,
one.
I
The newest
get
one.
that, but
Yeah.
I guess that'd be.
Yeah,
good.
I have no idea how it works in Sims 4 with the killing of your family situation there.
Yeah, I guess it would have been 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So then 2014 was Sims 4.
Oh, that's funny. So the next news story, I didn't even fully write it, but hey, it says Battlefield 1, and I know what I'm supposed to say next. So Battlefield 1. So there's players that are super awesome that are just getting kicked out of the games and getting banned because they're just too good. They're not even
hacks.
cheating. They're literally not even
Oh,
cheating.
I know. Yeah, they think they're hacks, but they're not hacks.
yeah.
They're just fucking good.
Mm-hmm. It's called fair play, which is pretty much like Punk Buster, I guess, but for cheaters on EA stuff. And yeah,
Well,
so
EA used Punk Buster, at least back in the day, but
they might still. Punk Buster's a little bit different. It's not entirely just for cheating.
yeah.
But
That's interesting. To the point of just how or why.
you can see footage of people getting kicked. There's a dude that's straight up just killing. I think he was up to 202 kills in the game, and he had 2 deaths. I think it was something ridiculous like that. And when he got his last kill, it just kicked him. And it said,
Right.
It said, "Hey, we're watching you for a week. You can't play right now." It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Because there was a guy, I guess it was Modern Warfare, that I played with a fair bit. And he was fucking ridiculously good. He went, there was a couple of rounds, he was 70-1 or 70-2, consecutively in 3 or 4 rounds. And then there was me with my 14-14. And it was just absolutely fucking ridiculous on how good he was. And I was running the same lines as him. It was just, he was that much more understanding of what the fuck, how the game, where people came out or whatever. So there are people that good. I know that, but
and it's
200
knowing
something
it's
and 2
knowing where the
is kind
heads
of-
are going to be too in that game.
Yeah.
If you just keep that eye line sight all the time, and you're just good, and you can just aim there.
And he did play on a monitor and everything like that. He told me what his setup was at the time, and he had a really good monitor that he was playing through, so his latency was substantially minimized relative to what a TV would be playing at and all that type of shit. But it would be headlines just to get that 1 or 2 shot out.
Especially if you're playing hardcore, people don't even see it coming. It's boom, boom, dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't 200 and something that's some fucked up shit. How that's even possible, I don't entirely understand. Unless you're playing a ticket game of 4,000 or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe. Because, you could be on a custom server that's just running a game that lasts forever. Or he's just very good.
Well, even being
I remember there was one game in the beta where I had the train and I was just owning people. I was just do 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 do, pain train coming in, dead, dead. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, in Battlefield 3 when we were playing, there was a few times I went 40-3 or something like that, on the odd occasion, but mainly because I just threw C4 on some tanks and ran away from it, and then I noticed that someone took off in that tank. I blow 3 things of C4 and 5 people die or something stupid because some guy was repairing it. The 2 guys that were in it plus whatever, or jeeps were fun to throw some C4 on and just have someone run by, get into it, pick up a couple of guys, and you blow the C4 and just you got 4 or 5 deaths.
Yeah, or you put C4 on the Jeeps or the bikes, and then you get off, and then you let it go in front.
Launch it, and then you people
right,
blow it.
Yeah, especially the tanks. That came in handy with the tanks. Sony, they're now accepting signups for the PlayStation 4 firmware 4.5. I have no idea what the hell's in that firmware.
Yeah.
I tried to look it up. There's no information about it yet. So
why would you want to sign up just to break your system?
I don't know. You might not be playing games right now, so it's like, who cares? Just do it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really heard of anybody's PS4s being shitty through this beta thing because they've done it before. I've heard shit stories about the Xbox though, with their preview program.
Well, the way Xbox does it, is incorrect. Like the
way Xbox does it is straight up. They tell you like, hey, shit might be broken, and let us know. This is straight up a preview. Like you're previewing it. Let us know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
With PS4, they call it a beta. It's mostly just like, hey, this is mostly done. We hope nothing's broken. With Xbox, I think it's a little bit more experimental. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Sony will just release something where it's just like, nothing works anymore.
Well, that happened. Like it fucked up a bunch of people's save files. I think it was for the PS3 technically, but like it fucked up. There was any Sony Entertainment game, it really fucked up. I remember there were people like Uncharted and Uncharted 3 saves were all fucked up and stuff.
Weird. Yeah, I can't say I remember that. The only PS3 thing I remember is when it went totally down.
Well,
that was a shit show.
That was for a while too.
Yeah, it was a month. Or almost a month. It was like 29 days or something like that.
Well, they got it back up and then it dropped out again. So I don't know how they calculated the number of days, but yeah.
Well, until it was fully restored. For me, like I remember this was the first or the second year the Xbox One was out, and there's a Christmas where it went out and it didn't. Xbox Live didn't fully recover until February like 18th or something like that. It was like a month and a half, and it worked. Like most people could get on it, but it would eventually just kick you off randomly, or some people couldn't get on it still at all. So a lot of people praised Xbox Live when that PS3 thing went down, but like whatever, man, people get hacked, and it could happen to Microsoft too. So. And it did, man. It just the Sony one was way worse because it wasn't like a denial of service attack. It was a straight up, hey, we stole everything. We got it. We got everything. Good stuff. Thanks, Sony. Thanks for keeping my information secured. I appreciate it. All right, so the next story here is Canadian actor and comedian Tony Rosato, who provided the voice of Luigi in the animated series for The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, has died at the age of 62 of a suspected heart attack, and this is reported by the Toronto Sun. So this is not like the other. There's two Luigis, like live action Luigis, around this time, and the other one was like the other. It was like a half cartoon show thing. Yeah. This one, I don't remember how this one worked, if there had any cartoons in it.
It said animated series.
Yeah, but
like
I think he might have been in person in it too at some anyways, whatever. He was the voice. He was on a CTV. That's how I know him. He was on there for a while too. Like I want to say maybe 4 seasons. I don't know if he was like a consistent guy, but he was there for a while. None of Steam's top played games of last year actually came out in 2016. So all of the games that came out in 2015 were the games that were mostly played in 2016. So Dota 2 was in first place. That was the most.
Okay,
played
now
thing on
this
Steam.
is a whole loaded pile of shit for the most part, because certain games only came out in like November. So if you're talking about average played time for a month or a month and a half, you're kind of wonky on that.
I guess so, but man, whatever. There's other stats though. There's other stats except this, but anyways.
Oh yeah, fair
CS:GO
enough.
it is second. TF2 is third. GTA 5 is fourth, and then Civilization 5 is fifth. And then like here's the thing: No Man's Sky reached a peak. It peaked at number 3, but it didn't sustain their players. They just went all the way right away.
Yeah. Well, it's because
So-
again, like, look at all those games that actually Dota, CS:GO, TF2.
Mm-hmm.
They're all multiplayer. All of those are actually multiplayer games.
Yeah.
So when you're comparing it to something like No Man's Sky, well, you play through the fucking game and then you're done.
Was Dark Souls 3 this year? Or was that last year? Or sorry, 2016 or it was 2016, right? Oh,
It was either at the very beginning of 2016 or
Yeah, 'cause
2015, like November.
I think that peaked at number 4 or 5. So when that game came out, it was hot. It's hot. People were playing it, but then it didn't sustain. Not on the PC, anyways. I wonder where most people play that game. It has to be on the PC.
My guess would be PS4.
Maybe.
Yeah, March 24th, 16.
All right. So yeah. So there's a bunch of games that actually went pretty high. I want to say the other game that reached the top 5 peak might have been Hitman. I might be wrong though.
Don't think so.
It was something else. That wasn't Valve. Yeah. And that was released in 2016. The top 2 that peaked were also 2015 games. All right. So like I said earlier, the Nintendo Classic is hacked. You can put about 90 games on it. There's some games that don't run. I don't know if there's a full list out there quite yet, but hey, look out for that if you're interested. Like $60 and you can put 90 games on there. Granted, the cord is super tiny and you're probably going to have to invest in a wireless controller or a cord lengthener. Is that what they call them nowadays? Is that what the kids call it?
Yeah, maybe.
A cord lengthener? No, it's a cord extension.
Yeah.
But yeah. I want to buy that thing, and I've been looking for, Rob the Robot. You know the robot?
Sounds familiar, but offhand, it's not coming to brain.
It came out with the NES here when it came out. It was like a launch bundle.
So the top games in peak were Dota,
Yeah.
CS:GO,
Yeah.
No Man's Skies,
Yeah.
XCOM 2, Dark
XCOM
Souls
2.
3.
Okay.
Which those two games were like very close. They're only like 2,000 something between each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Dota was like way the fuck out front.
Yeah, because people fucking play that. It's like League. They just
Yeah.
sign into that shit all the time, even
It's-
if they don't
it's
play it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, its numbers are nothing relative to League. League is like 10 million. That was 1.2 million.
Yeah, it's nothing in comparison, but Valve has been supporting that thing pretty good.
Yeah.
Hats, right? Put hats in everything. Let's do it. I think they have hats in that game, right?
I'm sure they have something stupid.
So that Nintendo Switch thing is happening tonight. So they're gonna unveil the price, because pretty much everything else leaked.
Are they releasing the price?
Dude, that's the only real thing to reveal. I guess they could have saved more details and lay it concretely.
What games they're actually coming out for?
But like Zelda and Mario. There you go.
Well, that's what everyone wants.
Yeah, but that's the two things they showed already.
Support.
The third part, they showed the third party support already. They were like, look at the screen.
No. If you can go back and actually, like, this is a theoretical probability type. Like, if you read the disclaimer in that these games do not exist. This is just a theoretical probability.
No, they had some games
that might.
No, they had games that existed.
No, in that commercial thing that they put out.
No.
There's a thing at the end of it saying like the games shown in this are not real games. It was just footage that these games are not going to be released or may not be released.
They had a list of companies that were developing games.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
And how did that work out for the Wii U and Wii?
Well, they still developed those games. Those games came out, dude.
A lot of them were canceled.
Made Mass Effect on the Wii U.
No, they ported Mass Effect.
Yeah, but it's there.
To the Wii U.
It's there. It exists. That was their promise. That's all they said that they would do.
Yeah, and that's all they ended up doing.
It's there, man.
So you get a game that's like 3 years old and it's new. Yeah.
People don't care about third party anyways. It doesn't matter.
Well, to actually have a successful console, yes, they do need to have third-party support.
Yeah, but I mean, nah.
Okay.
If people buy this thing, people are gonna release games for it. That's the thing that's gonna happen. That's like,
Yes,
if
but
people want
it's continuous use. Like they sold a fair number of Wii U's, but how many of them were?
Oh, dude, you just have to realize that this is a
resold
handheld and the fucking thing. When a Pokemon game comes out on this fucking thing, it's gonna sell.
Okay,
People are
it
gonna
comes down
own this
to
thing.
it comes down to battery life. On
No,
if
it doesn't.
actually is
No,
a real
it doesn't.
handheld.
No, it doesn't.
If you only can get 45 minutes to an
It's
hour
not gonna be
of
45
handheld,
minutes. It's not gonna be 45 minutes. There's no way.
what's like if you're playing a tablet, like a fucking full out game on a tablet, how much
Yes.
battery do you really get?
Yeah, but a tablet is more than 720.
But it doesn't really. Well, I guess screen resolution would come down to the APU within the tablet to then it would be working harder theoretically.
with all these leaks,
It's the screen. It's the number. It's the brightness of the screen. It's the
Yeah, you
like
can
that
lower
will take
that
a
shit.
lot more.
just lower that shit. No, just don't play it on the fourth brightness. Play it on the first brightness.
Well, we'll see what happens. Like I don't think the battery life is going to be all that great on.
Oh,
it
I'm not
because
saying it's going to be amazing, but let's just say it's 4 hours. It's fucking.
it will not be 4 hours.
3.5.
It will. If it's more, it'd be like 2.5.
I don't know,
game,
man. I
it'll
don't
be
know.
like
I don't
2.5.
think so. I think it'll be more than that.
It's Nintendo. I don't think they've thought this shit through.
Nintendo's hardware is all right. It's always been all right, and the battery life is gonna get better with that thing. They're gonna, dude, in 2 years, it's gonna be like,
Okay, yeah,
check out this
that's
thing. It's gonna
different.
be the Switch XL
Okay.
or some bullshit.
Okay, that's fair enough. I would agree with that. But at this launch, no, dude, their hardware sucks, and it's sucked since Super NES.
It's not terrible. It's always well built. It doesn't break. That's the thing. Those things don't break, man.
Yeah, no,
I
but they're
dropped
using
that.
old
I dropped
technology.
the Wii.
They always use old technology. It's cheap, simple crap that they're putting into these things.
Hey, I never said that it wasn't cheap crap. I'm just saying that it's well built.
Like, when I say crap, I mean more so the technical specifications more so than the actual quality. Because yes, you can like to what I did to my fucking NES, and it still theoretically worked half the time. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
and if
Christ.
you literally just took that thing apart and pried the teeth out a little bit more, it would probably work 100% right now. You wouldn't even have to blow on it or anything. Just like boop.
Yeah.
there you go,
Well, like
straight
we
in there.
literally broke. We ended up breaking it because we just beat the shit out of it. But
Like yeah, the flap I guess could break. That's the thing that breaks on the
like
Wii.
our whole front top cover broke eventually.
Oh yeah, that's the flap.
No, I mean like the whole
Oh
top.
sure. Now my Nintendo's still all right. My Super Nintendo, I looked at it the other day. I'm like, holy shit! Look at that plastic. It's changed colors since the last time I looked at it.
It does that. Mm-hmm. UV light is a bitch to.
It's been in a box the whole time. Yeah. Moisture, I guess. Humidity.
Yeah, but it wouldn't affect
I don't
plastic. Just the age of plastic is very strange because it does have almost like a half-life.
Yeah,
type
well,
thing.
especially that Super Nintendo is like really cheap plastic. Yeah. And
Must
the
have
NES is
lose
not
type
any
for the-
amazing plastic either. But the thing about the NES plastic is that it's not painted. It's that color. It's like, here you go. That's the plastic color.
But the SNES plastic changed weird colors as well. But that was more so with UV than anything else. Because
Alright.
if you had it.
And you have the last news item here.
Yeah, so Oculus is has been sued, and the thing's been going on for a while, but it's going to trial very soon. The lawsuit's for $2 billion, and it's ZeniMax suing them, mainly because of Carmack. Because Carmack did a whole bunch of shit for ZeniMax, Bethesda, or whatever, figuring out how to work for not the Rift, the Vive, or either one. So Bethesda was looking at like how to use this technology, so they put Carmack on it, and then Carmack got really excited and wanted to build one for Bethesda or for ZeniMax, and the CEO of ZeniMax said no. The cost will be too great, and we won't get our returns
I want to
back.
go work on VR and rocket ships.
Yes.
God damn it!
Well, so that's the thing. Carmack then put in his resignation and then
Yeah.
got a job with Oculus. And now the whole thing is that, well, the only reason you got Oculus to work is because you got Carmack, and we paid Carmack to figure all this shit out. So that intellectual property then is theoretically belonging to ZeniMax. So this is a shit show. And it's very interesting on how
VR is
that
just so weird. VR is super weird to me because the thing about VR to me is you've had that technology before where you had like AR, right? Where the DS had it, where you hold out the DS and you're like spinning around in real life and like shooting at things in real life. And then you also had 3D. So like it's really two technologies combined. But then you needed Carmack to come in to perfect the hardware, the software, and develop that shit to a point where he gets a latency down to basically nothing. So Carmack had an instrumental part in working VR the way it is now, but he did not come up with the concept of fucking looking around in VR. Like that's been a concept forever, you know?
Right, but it's how they got the latency down for the Oculus is way this whole thing is being phrased. Which like the whole thing, it's going to be interesting for precedence on how this is then going to affect other game. Like, so like if you have a fucking clone of Mega Man or like the Mighty Number, if you have like these clones that are essentially the same game, like it's just going to be weird precedence for legal ramifications on how something's actually going to go through. Because if you get precedence on this, of that Carmack,
here's the thing. Here's the difference about this though. Is that the thing about Carmack though is that he left, right? He put
in his resignation.
Yeah.
He had a no compete clause that he couldn't work on video games, but he wasn't working on video games. He was working on hardware.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But it's not really hardware. It's really video games.
No, it's not video games.
It was
come on
programming for video games.
No, it was programming for the hardware that might do video game things.
Okay,
it's not exclusively video game things, though.
I know.
You and totally watch porn on that thing.
That's where the whole precedence thing comes in. Is that this could be used for video games, or it could be used to, because they're even talking about like at the Super Bowl, you're going to have a fucking 3-dimensional camera sitting in the seat at like the 50-yard line that you can then go watch the fucking Super Bowl on the 50-yard line. Like that. I know, but like, so shit like that, like you can use this thing for just about anything, Google Earth or what the fuck ever.
Imagine if they took that camera, okay, and then it's on like a line that goes with the action, so you can look around, but you're like right where the football is all the time. That'd be fucking awesome.
I mean, they probably could do that within time. I'm sure they will do that.
Well, they have those cameras that are already on the zip lines that fucking go across the field.
Yeah, you just change. Well, the idea is the actual quality of the camera and how you can manipulate that shit in real time is the big issue, and Google's working on that. So in a couple of years, I'm pretty sure we'll have it.
Well, it's not even manipulating it. It's you're not the one that's in control, right? They're in control. So you're moving.
But it's a 3D camera. So
it is a 3D camera. You know, it's a 3D camera. Okay, it's a 3D camera, but it's on a zip line, right?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
You're not controlling they're the one controlling it. Yeah, yes.
But,
so you're always on top of the action. And you can look, but you're always on top of the football, right? Is what I'm saying.
The whole thing is if you can do that in real time with the camera, of how it would seamlessly separate the cameras, and like Google's working on that.
Well, you look at. Have you ever seen? I don't know if they do this in like football, but like NHL broadcasts now, like when they go from one angle to another. Like it totally like looks like Google Maps, or like it goes like.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, well, I've noticed it in football as well.
Yeah,
the half a second of football I've watched.
I wonder how they do that. Like that's gotta take a lot of like processing and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's post production or whatever, or real time.
Yeah,
something. But yeah, it's just how this will work for precedence on like just. Like with someone like Carmack, that is a fucking genius, and he like started everything essentially on just because he worked on this for how to work it with it for games that he can't go and just work on the hardware, but he is coding for shit to then make it work for like the whole precedence thing is just a very interesting thing on how this will all work out. I'm sure this is going to be a giant clusterfuck of a whole bunch of shit, because ZeniMax is even saying that they're going to call out the Facebook guy. Can't recall what his name is offhand.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg, yeah. To actually go and sit down to ask him under oath of, did he know that Carmack was going to use this knowledge when you hired him?
Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know shit.
I know, and that's kind of the whole. It's just going to be a giant clusterfuck of whatever the fuck is actually going to happen.
Mark Zuckerberg only knows that he has money, and he was like, "Oh, hey, look at this cool thing!" Like, I bet he didn't even know who Carmack was before, and if he did, he probably was. He only knew him because of his programming history, right? It's probably not video games. Like, he was probably like, he probably admired Doom, but I don't know if he was that much into video games.
Well, everyone knew what the fuck Doom was.
Well, yeah.
So, like, he obviously would know him by reputation, at least of some sort, because Doom is fucking Doom.
And programming, just programming in general, man. Carmack's done a lot of shit.
Yes. But yeah, I just find it very fascinating to see what will actually come of this, of like intellectual property when it's not actually, because it's not actually intellectual property is the thing. It's just fucking knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Carmack then knows how something works, so he can't use that.
And the game that they produced without him might have been better without him. You know what I'm saying? Doom. Like, who fucking expected that to be good?
Wow.
And it's he left, and that game is amazing. He probably had a lot to do with it, but who knows?
He had a lot to do with the engine. I don't know how much of the actual game.
Yeah, well, because that game was like Halo. It was like a Call of Duty thing before they rehauled it into what it became.
I didn't really pay much attention to it until it came out.
Yeah, that game took forever to release.
Yes. Well, they
worked
pretty
on
much
that
scrapped
a long
everything
time.
and started it over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wonder when they started working on the multiplayer. I wonder if they started working on the multiplayer when that first version was out, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're gonna change with you too, maybe."
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the multiplayer is weird. They look like Halo dudes.
Just mean as the
dudes you're controlling, they look like Halo dudes. He doesn't necessarily look like Halo guy. No, Halo guy looks like Halo guy.
No, but in the game, you're
I know. I've seen. He looks like Halo guy.
So I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning.
The multiplayer. So the multiplayer is the only thing I played so far. I haven't even touched the single player. The beta, and like you can customize your character, and you can straight up make him look almost like Master Chief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the main character, the way you're like you suit up and everything, you would be looking exactly like Master Chief.
Yeah, but the helmet's still it's different.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But you're still wearing green armor, so then you're wearing green armor in the original Doom.
Yeah, but I mean, Halo has
Master
blue
Chief
and red armor and stuff,
from...
and like it's just it's so weird how it looks. Like it looks very very Halo like. Doom Guy still looks like Doom Guy to me. Like Doom Guy doesn't look like he has like knee pads on, like metallic knee pads. You know, where it's weird. Like the multiplayer is just different. It looks different. Like even it's weird. That multiplayer is different. It's so interesting. I don't know what they did with it, but hey. All right, so that's gonna do it. That's all I have here. I don't have anything else in terms of video games. And my computer didn't crash. So you see, like, maybe it's just the way I saved my presentation on XSplit. Just maybe I was screen capturing 3 times or something, and it just overloaded it.
I think you need to figure out if it is your video. A good way to just download. What is it actually called here? Just give me a second.
Well, the one thing I know it's not for sure is that it's not overheating. That's the first thing that I thought it was, and it's not overheat.
Well, download like 3D Benchmark or 3D Mark off of Steam, or download even Benchmark 4.0 or what, and just test your fucking video card. It's going to be fucking horrible on your video card, but you will definitely see if your video card fails by doing that.
And another thing I think it might also be is the RAM. My RAM might be shitting out.
I don't
And I
know.
only have
RAM,
4 gigs too.
Rarely.
So
Okay,
that's
that could be a problem.
yeah. The thing I
That
might
could
be
be a-
thinking is that I think that might also have something to do with my hard drive maxing out sometimes.
Having only 4 gigs might be a
I'm
problem.
looking at my memory right now though. It's only at 50%. So, like, it shouldn't be a problem. So I don't know.
Well, 4 gigs is like really nothing.
It's nothing, but again, it's only at 40% right now.
Yeah.
I'm not using any of it right now. If I had like a Firefox open with a few tabs, that shit would go up right now to 80. But
Yeah. Like my Firefox is 620 megs right now. I'm sitting at 20%. But I also have, like Skype's coming up as 250. And that's all that I have.
oh man,
open.
Skype. My Skype uses 32 right now.
I'm sending you video. You're not sending me video. So I'm assuming that would have something to do with
No, that totally has something to do with it.
So yeah, you send me video right now and see what it goes up to.
Oh, and then my CPU's gonna fucking shoot up to 100 too because fucking Skype is ridiculous. I really don't like Skype. I wish they improved their fucking app so bad on the computers. The app on the phones totally fine. Totally fucking fine. But on the computer is Jesus Christ, man. And the app that you can get through the App Store in Windows is also not good. So it's just like, my God, you get screwed over if you're on a Windows platform. But hey, if you're on Android or iOS, you're totally good. Wonder how Skype is on a Mac thing. Maybe just get a Mac laptop. Just have you on the Mac and patch you in through HDMI right into my capture card. Not even worry about screen capturing anymore. All right, there you go.
But you still have to. Well, I guess you'd be picking up You'd still be having your video card be doing something opposed to.
Well, it would be the capture card just capturing your video. Just capturing.
Yeah, but you're still then sending it from the capture card to your video card to your monitor or whatever. Then, you'd
no,
still
it's
be
just sending
going
it straight
through
to XSplit. It's just like when I'm playing my PS4 on XSplit. It's the exact same thing. It would just be a laptop plugged into my HDMI.
Yes, but if you're seeing the video, it's rendering through your video card.
Yes, but not that much. It's not like it's killing the video card. It's only video, dude. At the most, I would shoot 720p on it because it's not like I need anything more than that.
I don't know. And I have a magical hard drive here that I do not understand where the hell that's coming from.
A what? A magical hard
Yeah.
drive?
I don't know. Like, it's showing that I have 4 hard drives in my system when I only have 3.
Do you have 2 partitions?
Nope.
Huh. Yeah, I can't explain that.
I have a HDD one and then a Samsung. Like, I know what the Sam. Like, I have an extra hard drive here. I do not understand what.
So that might just be Windows 10. Next time you restart the computer, that might just be like, oh, no, there you go. Sorry, guy.
I have a feeling from looking at this is that this HDD one is supposed to be the Western Digital information, but they're separating out within hardware monitor for some reason. Because not all the information's there for either of them, but they both have utilizations. But one's at 98%, but then that isn't right when I look at my task manager.
So how my computer crashes, it did the exact same thing last night, but my computer came back. It came back. Everything was working except for my sound card. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like it could be a Windows 10 thing too, because when I have Windows 7, this shit wasn't going on as much.
Have you been doing the updates to Windows 10 and everything? Or
yeah, I got one yesterday. I was pissed.
Okay, no, I'm like Windows 10 for me for the last 3 or 4 months has been fairly stable. I've had very few issues.
It's been more stable, but it's still been
I have not had like really any issues in the last 3 months ish.
I still have pretty much the same issues. They just come up less often. Whenever Windows 10 breaks for me, it breaks. Like it's gone. I have to restart the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until then, though, it always works okay. I only have one hard drive in this computer right now. I should probably just put a second hard drive in there, just to give it.
Yeah.
A break
Well, like that
on
type of stuff does help. That if you're writing to multiple drives or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I should probably just set up a RAID. Just say fuck it.
Oh, a RAID. Why would you want a RAID? Or like a wall? RAID what?
Well, which one is the one that would you write simultaneously to two drives, and it pretends that it's one drive.
Okay, so that'd be RAID 5, I believe.
Yeah, so you just get faster writing speeds.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Well, kind of.
Kind of, but not really. Theoretically, yes. Practicality or like an actual fact, not really. I tried it. It didn't do much.
It might help me out with the hard drives that I have, because I don't have SSDs.
It actually slows things down. No, no, it's not going to make really any difference.
Right. Hey, let's go into some MMA talk. Let's go into that show. It's coming up next. If you're watching live, Sprawl and Brawl, stay tuned. If not, megascorcher.com. That's where you can go find all our shows, our MP3s, the VODs. For Fresh Air is Overrated, Sprawl and Brawl, Remove from Play, the standby phase. It's all going on up there on the YouTubes as well. youtube.com/megascorchertv. So that's about it. That does it. Steiner is over there. Yeah, over there. I got to point to like the side of the room that has nothing in it. It's just a wall. I'm pointing at a wall. Yeah. So it's awkward for me. I was deciding to see what I should just reverse my camera. But then McDonald and Thompson in the background wouldn't make sense. Oh well. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Yeah. Because mine looks fine. Because you can actually read Ant-Man.
Yeah, but then if you reversed it, you couldn't read it.
But it is like, what do you mean?
Like if we mirrored your image.
Yeah, no, but why would you mirror mine? Because it's already, like, it's mirrored on my side, not on your side, so that I know if it's right or left.
Oh, well, yeah, well, on Skype it mirrors it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I look at my own image, so when I look at my right, it's my right on the screen, and then if I look at my left, it's my left. Yeah, I know.
Point the total opposite way of you. Point towards you. It's weird. But I'm used to it. It never gets any easier though. All right, see ya.
Well, it would make sense for you to mirror your recorrect.
It would, but then I would have to do it off the side on my own. All right, see ya.
Yeah.